Sorry. So to identify and check our object identification is correct or not, Selenium is recognizing our objects or not, you can check in your browser one way. Other way, if you want to check with a tool, you can use a Catalan recorder tool. Catalan recorder is another Selenium replica only. So Selenium tool only. Let me show you. Just type in the google.com. You need to install this also. Okay. Catalan. So recorder for Chrome or for Firefox. It's up to you which browser you want to install. So let me ping this keyword and you can copy and paste. So in your Google, and you will get an option Catalan recorder for Chrome. Right? See, first you will get that one only. And this one you need to take Google. Chrome.google.com, Catalan recorder -Selenium. So Selenium test generator. Okay, save Catalan recorder. So Catalan recorder is so basically a most UI user-friendly tool, like same as a Selenium IDE. So there is a Catalan Studio, another tool, but Catalan recorder is so one of the user-friendly tool, same as this Selenium IDE. Okay, so now just click on this link. Okay, click on this link. So you will get an option add to Chrome, same way how you added a Selenium IDE, same way you add this. So this is the URL. If you want, let me share this URL for you. So quickly add that tool and just plug it. See, I have a Catalan record, I pinned it. You also pin it. You also pin it. So if you pin, you can find this color icon. K inside R will be there, red color. So this is the Catalan recorder. So this is the Catalan recorder tool. You can write a lot of object identity. We will create a test suits and then test cases we will create. So we'll create a test suite. I'll tell you this first. So if you have installed or not, let me know if you are facing any issues. Okay, so are you done? Okay, so first let's create a test suite. I'm going to create a test suite. So object identification. October 2nd, 2023. Okay, so let's click on this. So then create the test cases. you can create a test case. Test one, you can create. Okay. So test one, it's empty now, right? It's empty. So now you can add a rows. All the rows you can add like this, right? So this is the one. So this much flexibility we don't have in Selenium IDE. That's why we are using Catalan recorder. Otherwise we can use Selenium IDE also. But I don't find that flexibility there. And so, for example, I want to identify this edit box. So inspect element, and you can find so that input tag. It should be input tag here, right? But it's coming differently. Okay, that's a different again. So anyhow, let's take a simple one. Okay, you don't need that, also not good. So let's take this one. So downloads, right? It has a downloads, and link, basically it's a link. I can use downloads. So I can write a Catalan recorder. I can write link equal to downloads. So now you can see it's highlighting. Can you see that? That means this is the correct one Selenium can recognize, the object identification. So like that, if you take even some more other ebay.com inspect element. So you have the input tag, you have a class, and so name ID. So you take ID and write ID equal to ID value. So that's the next line I can go ID equal to ID value. Now if you click on this torch icon, see it is highlighting. But what are these things? What are these things? We call them locators. So let me show you that locators concept. So how can you identify your object identification? So how can you identify the elements? So elements can be identified using locators. So what are locators? So locators are used to locate the web element in the web page. So locators are used to locate the web element in the web page. So we have, these are the locators: ID, name, class, link, CSS, XPath. So these are the Selenium IDE locators, but WebDriver, we have these locators. So you need to focus on these things only. So ID, so basically it's a static methods. That's why it is ID of ID value, name of name value, class name of class value, XPath of XPath value, CSS selector of CSS value, tag name of tag name, link text, link name, partial link text, partial link text. So these are the WebDriver locators. So, and when you're writing in the WebDriver, you have to write in this format. When you're writing in Selenium IDE or Catalan recorder, you have to write this ID, name, class, link, CSS, XPath down. So first, in Catalan recorder, how can you write? So if you're identifying an element with ID, so what is the format you have to use? ID equal to ID value. That's what I did right here. ID equal to ID value. So it is recognizing. So then name is there. So name also you have name equal to name value. And class also there. So there is a class equal to class value. So this is how you can write. Let's see all these we have, and one by one we can so take ID is there, name is there. So name also there. So let me show you that. So next row I will go. So name equal to name value. So then you have to click on this finder icon is there, right? Torch icon. So it should identify that element. Same element should identify. So this attribute belongs to which element? That element only it should identify. It should not identify different element. So this code belongs to this element. So you are taking either ID attribute, name attribute, or class attribute. But these three are in the locator list. ID, name, class are in the locator list. But what about other attributes, you can ask? Those are not part of locator list. What are the locators? ID, name, class, XPath, CSS. Sir, where is here XPath and CSS? XPath and CSS won't be there. Only you can find in the locator list ID, name, class only. But other attributes you cannot find. That means you should not use other attributes individually. So individually means like you are writing ID equal to ID value, name equal to name value, class equal to class value, right? That you should not use. So that is this locators means only these things only you have to use. Whatever mentioned, those things only you have to use. Other things you should not use. So let's take a class also. This is the class value, right? How to copy this? Just double click. So it will select, right click, copy. So what is this? Class value. So just open the Catalan recorder, go to next row, right? Class equal to the class value. Now, so click on this. So it is recognized. That means you can use ID or you can use name or you can use class. For the same element, you can identify three ways. Then which one you need to prefer? First preference you have to give for ID. If ID is not there, you have to give preference for name. If name, ID both are not there, you have to give preference for class. If ID is there, you don't need to take even other locators. One locator is enough to identify the element. ID is a unique, always it's a quickly identifies the elements. That's why you have to prefer ID for quickest identification of your web element in the web page. So use ID. If ID is not there, go for name. If name also, ID also not there, go for class. If all these are not working, then go for CSS or XPath. And links, you're identifying a links. Always use LinkText or partial LinkText to identify the links. See, this is the link, right? Sign in. How do I know, sir, this is the link? A tag. You can see A tag means it's a HTML. You see in the HTML. So automatically it will recognize that as a link text. Link text or link, both are same. Okay. In the Selenium WebDriver, you are calling link text. Here you are calling a link or whatever it is. So it is not recognizing. See, it is saying element is not found. That means link only. The locator name here in the Selenium IDE, link only. See, it is recognizing now. Can you see on the top? It's highlighting in yellow color. That means link equal to link name. Any link you can identify in the Catalan recorder using this one, link equal to link name. Okay. So these are the 4 locators I covered. What are the 4 locators we covered? ID, name, class, link. These are the 4 locators we covered. Then how can you write in Selenium WebDriver? So I have ID. So what is this? What is this element name? What is this element name?
The text box.
What text box? Yeah, you're right. Text box is correct. So what text box? It has some name, right? Search edit box or search text box. Okay. So that you have to write in Selenium WebDriver in this format. So I'll just give this all 3 ways how to write in Selenium WebDriver. Then we can close it. Okay. So how can you write in Selenium WebDriver? Okay. So here, let me write. So this is the one how you can import. Okay. Import and you will get this. If you import, you will get like this from Catalan code. Okay. This is the Catalan code. Selenium IDE code. So you have to write like this. If you are identifying any element, web element, so search edit box or a text box, then driver dot find element. So by dot ID of the ID value. What is the ID value? Go and copy the ID value. So you know, right? What is the ID value for this? This is the ID value. This is how you need to write. Where is this driver? Driver is an object reference. So you will write like this, web driver. So driver equal to new Chrome driver or a Firefox driver. So interface, that reference variable is pointing to that implementing class object. So this is the driver reference variable dot find element. So driver is the Chrome browser object. So that Chrome browser dot, you are finding the element by this ID and this value. So that element is equal to, this entire thing is equal to search edit box. That's how to identify the web element in the Selenium WebDriver. So Catalan recorder, how we are writing? Just ID equal to GHC. But in the WebDriver, how to write? So web element, search edit box, element name you have to write. So this variable data type is a web element interface. So this web element data type is a web element interface. That means this method is a returning web element type element. So that's a return type method. I already told you return type method means. What is the syntax? So data type. So variable name equal to object reference dot. So return type method. That's what I have given the formulas while explaining the functions. So that is what I am following. So this is with ID locator. Then what about name locator? So name locator, how to write? Same this search edit box, how to write it with the name? Just change here the locator name. Name, and what is the name value? Go and copy from name. So HTML. What is the name? NKW. Copy this and paste it here. You can identify with the ID locator. You can identify with the name locator. See, class dot static method. So the method inside, you are passing an argument, another static method. Okay. So next, class locator. So in WebDriver, how to write? So class name. So copy that class value. Where you need to get this? You need to get from here. The class value I'm taking. So this is the how you can write with ID. So web element name equal to driver dot find element by dot ID value. So web element name equal to driver dot find element by dot name value. Class, if you want to identify element with the class, you have to write in this format. Web element name equal to driver dot find element by dot class name. This one. This is all Java. If you know Java, and this is very easy. So if you are not aware of Java, it's very difficult. And so with link text, link. So any element you want to identify a link, right? Suppose let me take this. So again, web element, link. What is the link name? Sign in link, for example. Sign in link. So you have to take here, the locator name is link text. So what is the link text link name? So you have to copy exactly from web page. So right click, inspect, and get the link name exactly. So we have to give the same value. If it is a different, it won't recognize by Selenium WebDriver. So this is all the 4 locators, and we covered how to identify in a catalog recorder, how to write in WebDriver. So just an object identification. This is just object identification. Still, we didn't do action. We are identifying. I already told you, you are just identifying the element. So the identification we are doing here. Okay. So that's all about this, how to identify the web elements. 4 locators we covered. And so tomorrow we will cover rest of the things. Okay. Yeah. Any questions?